Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show with your hosts Ken Tizzard and Music for Goats. Brought to you in full color and stereo sound amplification provided by Trainer. Broadcasting into the world from Storyhouse Studios in Campbellford, Ontario, you'll hear the best in old country, folk, Americana, punk rock, and 80s music delivered into your homes every week for free. And don't forget your regular dose of new and original songs from Music for Goats. Never be alone on a Wednesday night again, 8 p.m. Eastern at 9:30 for those of you in Newfoundland. Join the Whiskey Wednesday regulars on Facebook to be a part of the conversation, or watch on YouTube as well. Pour a drink, a cup of tea, or a nice cold long tooth. Roll up your best smoke and sit back and relax. Don't forget to hit the share button to help spread the word. The Whiskey Wednesday Show, every week. Cheers.
Where it goes up at the edge.
Cool. We are discussing the meniscus, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know, it is the upper curvature of water when you look at across the horizon, the way that it's flat but it looks curved. It's called the meniscus of the patella. Is that correct? On any. Welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show.
Well, what the hell is February the 31st, so why not?
It is February the 31st, you're right. Welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show. No, Mr. Grant was just talking about his meniscus in his knee, and I knew the word because I damaged mine years ago. And it's moved from one knee to another now, Mr. Grant. These are the joys of living, right?
It's basically cartilage, I believe. I don't know if the terms are interchangeable, but...
Yeah, I kind of had it explained to me as like you got all these bones on the bottom and then all these bones on the top of the leg. And where they all meet, there's kind of like this pancakey thing that kind of protects them all.
Exactly.
That's the meniscus. But when that goes, the bones just start grinding on each other. Not much fun at all.
Happy days.
Happy days. Happy days.
It's a sign of maturity, I'm sure.
It's a sign of maturity.
There we go.
Exactly.
That's why I don't have any of those issues.
Hope everybody out there is doing really well tonight. We are very excited. Hello, Diane from Torbay, Joe, Debbie Parson, Richard, Tony, Steve, Jordan, Steve, Deb. I'm now saying hi to the same people again, and Richard. It's really nice to see everybody. We've got a great show tonight. Bryce Clifford joins us, and he's going to play a song for us and talk about being a songwriter in Canada and spending time down in the States where he spends a lot of his time. And we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. It's Whiskey Wednesday. It's what we do. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Good to see you. Joe Murray, nice to see you too. We did talk about Austin, Texas a lot, and of course the whole Slade Cleaves thing came up. So my wife Allison said, "Why don't we do like a bunch of Slade Cleaves stuff tonight?" I said, "Well, I think we've only got 3, but we also have a closing video with a special Slade Cleaves bonus featuring Melissa Payne." Whiskey Wednesday, it is windy outside. Here. Might not be in Newfoundland out in Torbay.
Apparently it is in Montreal by the looks of it.
Ron says 100-kilometer winds. He said KLM. That means kilometer. Is that a French thing, Ron? KLM?
KLM, no, that's the Dutch airline.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Tonight's a bunch of Slade Cleave stuff for you. One, two, three. You're on the other side of the world tonight, but under the same cold stars. And tonight I'll dream you right back home to this little life of ours. We walk hand in hand through fields of green, just like we did last year. It's so hard to wake up every day and watch as your dreams disappear. It's quiet here, your little boy's asleep. He looks more like you every day. Won't you come back, my darling? Each night I pray winding up the driveway up to your parents' place. Your old man looks up from his wake as the color drains from your mama's face. She's crying softly by the window now, while your daddy shakes a soldier's hands. He's frozen in the doorway where he stands, in the twilight, in the silent snow. I hear you singing in my ear, won't you come back, my darling. Each night I pray on bended knee, won't you come back to the green mountains of me. Seasons come and the seasons go. We live from day to day, and I lose a little bit of myself with each tear wiped away. People on the street used to stop and chat. Now they look down and walk on by. Won't you come back, my darling. Each night I pray on bended knee. Won't you come back to the green mountains of me? Why don't you come back to the green mountains of me? Why don't you come back to the green mountains and me? Thank you very much. Oh my, I was asking the guys earlier. COVID kind of confused the line on being able to say, I'm not feeling very good, I got a sore throat. I do have a sore throat. I was a little sick on the weekend, and then we did the Monday night thing over at Capers, which was good, and I knew I wasn't sort of, contagious anymore because I'm a doctor. But no, it was a public setting, and I just I stayed outside for most of the night and just.
I think in your case, MD means marijuana devotee.
Yeah, exactly. I like that actually. That's good. Yeah, MD. Anyways, so I was really hard on my voice. I sort of lost my voice Monday night, and I was just kind of getting it back today, and I'm like, okay, well. The Bryce interview takes up a nice section of the time for the night, so I'm really happy that that's happening because I don't have a lot in my throat, but it's all good. It's all good. I've been working really hard, and I've been. I think I'm just a little run down. I think the addition of the Monday nights plus the records that I'm working on, and now that everything has got the go ahead for the green light on the Goats record for April 30th, it's putting the pressure on me to get things done, and I'm just. I'm working really hard, and I'm really tired and a little run down. So I don't know why I want to share that with you. I don't know if I'm allowed to share that stuff. Fuck it. Yes, I am. It's our show, for fuck's sakes.
Can I take a turn?
Yeah, what do you need to say?
I think
the man cold.
I think you kind of got the cold from me.
Did I?
Well, possibly so. Well,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
not entirely.
No, because you were sick on the Monday.
I was sick on, Family Day Monday. I got
Right.
to work kind of thing, and about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my nose started running. My God, it was like I needed a towel. Kleenex
To
just
catch it?
weren't. Oh, it was crazy.
Oh,
just plain
running?
crazy. Yeah, it was running so hard. Yes, indeed. I
Your
thought,
net would work.
well, a net would work, or or I need a new pair of Nike sneakers or something. Because it was running very fast.
Oh my.
Anyway, there we go.
These are my friends, ladies and gentlemen. We love hanging out together. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. We're going to play another
Copper a
song.
dull bunch, aren't we?
Oh, well, it's a Wednesday night, right? What can you do? Wednesday night, lots of great stuff happened tonight. So we're going to play a new song for you right now. This one here, I'll send this one out to Erin O'Mara tonight. I don't know if she's watching or not, but Erin sent me some nice words on this song a while back. I thought, oh, that's cool. So every now and again when I play it, I think of her. No.
52 years old, I'm bored, horny, tired and stoned. I'm listening to the Pixies on the radio in my car. I'm missing you, I'm missing me, I'm missing them, hard to believe. It's been that way since 1984. I won't hear you calling on the telephone, I'm already gone. Been listening to the Clash record playing, and I'm scratching at my head and saying, where have all the good times gone? I won't hear you calling on the telephone, I'm already gone. It's one of 1,000 shows I'm super excited to see, although it's hard to find my way into believing. Idols and band, I'm missing stereo, missing bass, I'm missing 2K in my face, I'm missing something righteous, something dangerous. I won't hear you calling on the telephone, I'm already gone. Been listening to the Clash record playing, and I'm scratching at my head and saying, where have all the good times gone? I won't hear you calling on the telephone, I'm already gone. I won't hear you calling on the telephone, I'm already gone. This is the last cool night of summer. Digging through ashtrays once again. What a time we've had. Good night and God bless. Most of my friends are so very lonely. I won't hear you calling on the telephone, I'm already gone. Been listening to the Clash record playing, and I'm scratching at my head and saying, where have all the good times gone? I won't hear you calling on the telephone, I'm already gone. I won't hear you calling on the telephone, I'm already gone. I'm already gone.
A little bit of a brand new tune for you there called Already Gone. Figured tonight we'll, because we're talking to Bryce and we were talking about Austin and Slade, and then we also talked about Bryce being, as much as he's an Americana artist who draws from a lot of places, there's sort of a rock and roll thing that stays constant. And that's very similar to me too. So it'll be nice to chat with him now in just 1 second. Let me just check in here with the Betty George, my Aunt Betty. How are you doing tonight, my love? I'll be here for a while, not feeling great. Ah, well, Betty, that makes two of us. You know, it's that I'm not really stuffy, and my nose isn't running like I need a net to catch it, as was with Neil. For me, it's just my voice is just really tired. And it could be. I've been singing a lot. You know, there's a lot of things. We recorded this song that we just played. We recorded that on the weekend as well, too. So I sang that for a day. It could just be tiredness, but either way, and better. I hope it's just tiredness with you, too. I hope it's not some cold or something. Russell Musgrave. Funny thing happened. I was bringing up YouTube on my TV this evening, a video with Jim Payne and Fergus O'Brien. Oh, wow, yeah. I bet they did. Jim Payne and Fergus O'Brien. Wow, Newfoundland royalty there. Used to present them at your folk club in Midland. Oh, very nice. Midland. I remember there used to be. Yeah, I remember that place. Oh, excellent, Tony. You've got the noise canceling headphones going on. That's fantastic. Well then, enjoy the sound of my voice.
Yeah, but can you still hear us?
Yeah, I think he can. Well, it's noise canceling. Oh,
That's
I see what you're saying. Oh my goodness. Neil, chalk one up on the board.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tune in here with a little bit of Bryce Clifford right now. Thanks for being here tonight, and here is Bryce and what he's got to say about life.
Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday. Made to feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Whiskey Wednesday show. My name is Ken Tizzard, and we are chatting with Bryce Clifford today. Bryce is an indie musician that was introduced to me by through Cam, but I actually believe that I may have met him before that. I know we met briefly at a CD Baby thing a couple years back, but you're kind of part of the Hamilton, Waterloo crowd with Lucas Stagg and that gang out there, right?
Yeah, that's right, man. I've been splitting my time. Well, actually, I was gone for a long time. I was down in Austin, Texas. But whenever I'd come back, I got to know Lucas pretty good. We're actually doing a gig this Saturday at Clifford Brewing together, and good guy. Yeah, man.
He's a cool guy. Yeah, he's a cool guy. And you're doing that delicate balance, it seems to me, between indie rock and Americana. And I know that in your bios and in your press, you've referred to it as Canadian Americana, which is a whole other debate that I'll let you and Jed Tilley take up. But Americana, you know, as a genre, is the melting pot of all genres through that have happened in America. You know, through the multiculturalism of that country, and through the way that the music has been absorbed and recreated. And that includes everything from hip hop, dance, rap, blues, R&B, Americana, all that stuff. And you have, like, from listening to your music, you have a little bit of all that in there. But it seems to me like the main Bryce Cliffordism that I keep hearing is the alt rocker. You know, regardless of whether it's a country tune or a somewhat folky tune or a little bit of an R&B type of thing, there's the rocker, which is Bryce Clifford, sort of, you know, still standing on the stage. And do you come from a rock and roll background? Like, what's your history that brought you into the sound that you're now using?
I like all that, man. I kind of hope that, or wish that someone would tell me what it is, right?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely come from the days of playing punk rock at Call the Office and the Embassy in London, Ontario. And I think I've never lost that. Always, even if I'm doing kind of a ballad song, by the end of it, I'm going to get a little gritty or punch it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, my biggest influences, like people I just can't stop listening to, are the Replacements, Elvis Costello. But then I did move into a Springsteen, Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen,
right,
sort of world. And yeah, man, just take the best from all the stuff. And
it seems like you've done a really cool job bringing all that together. You know, I hear the Replacements, I hear Television, I hear Matthew Sweet, and then on the other side, I hear a little bit of some of the early punk rock. I definitely get the punk rock edge coming from you as well. I can tell that you spent some time there. And watching your videos too, there's a lot of sort of street culture, dancing and skateboarding and stuff like that. Were you a skateboarder back in the day as well?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Yeah, 90s, man. I grew up in Ingersoll, Ontario,
Yeah.
and in high school there was, I mean, I might be exaggerating, but it felt like, let's say 7, 8, 9 skateboarders, of which I was a part of that. You know, it was very uncool to be a skateboarder, man. It was very jocks versus, it was being a weirdo, you know.
Yep.
It was almost being, and of course being called a homosexual because you were a skateboarder. It's like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of that. I guess I'm a few years your senior. The skateboarding years for me was in the 80s, like when the Bones Brigade first came out.
Oh no.
And you know, like there was no ollies, there was no, you know, like the boneless was the new trick that everybody was doing, but the idea of moving the board off the ground without using your hands hadn't really happened yet.
Right.
I skated all through St. John's, Newfoundland. I mean, that was how I got around. So it wasn't so much about doing tricks, it was more about doing 20 or 30 miles a day. Which was great. And I love that. But recently, upon getting back into skateboarding, it's amazing because what happened in the 90s and the 2000s, you guys and gals took tricks to a new level. Were you part of that sort of pain culture where it's like, you know, let's try and do 11 steps and see how bad we can hurt ourselves before we get a take of this?
I gotta be honest. I was never all that good. I mean, I was pretty good, but no, I was not a part of that scene where, you know, like the next generation that came up after us was like, holy shit, how'd you guys like learn tricks that took us 10 years to learn? You just do it like that. You know, 12-year-olds who are just kicking ass. And I had a friend, Jim Travis, too, who was a real, well, he really was like pulling teeth to get the town to like put in a skate park.
Mm-hmm.
Real trailblazer that way. And actually, he's still really involved in skateboarding. They call him Coach in London, Ontario, because
Cool.
He's not skating anymore, but he's the coach. He hangs out.
Yeah. It's a good person to be.
Yeah, man.
I want to get into the music a little bit. You've got the Hail tapes in 2010 and then Rebounder in 2021. Now, there was a few singles and videos in that 11-year period between, but what were you doing for those 11 years?
That's a very good question. That's a hard question, man. I think maybe perfectionism kind of takes over. Again, I was living in Austin, and a lot of party culture, and people call it, this is very accurate actually, people call it the velvet coffin in Austin, because you can check out music every single night, run into the same people, have a really good time, and then before you know it, 5 years has gone by, and you're like, well, I am working on 3 projects, but they just haven't come out yet. That kind of thing. So I've got a big backlog of songs that I've written, and I'm hoping that one of these days, like including those 11 years, and songs that I'm still working on, man, I work them to death.
Yeah.
And I think one of these days, I hope I'm just gonna drop them all.
Well, maybe you're storing them up. I mean, breaks in music and breaks in recording and actually making sort of a a date stamp on a set of tunes. Yeah. You know, those are times when you're living. So, you know, you need to live to be able to write songs. So there's nothing wrong with that.
By the way, I was constantly playing, constantly. I would bring the Texas band up to Canada every summer. So we were definitely doing stuff. I think I really got in a rut playing the same, like especially those Hail tape songs.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, they are good songs. We never got tired, kept playing them. So yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You've got a bunch of video content. Now, who's shooting your videos for you? Are you putting these together yourself, or do you have people helping you out?
Both. So I love making videos. That was one thing I did during the lockdown times, was I figured out how to cut videos, and
Cool.
Got my stuff together, and like that one called Checkpoint Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
I just took a whole bunch of images and cut all those together, and that one, I get a lot of comments on that one. I was like, really? Because it doesn't even have any people in it. So yeah, I mean, I just love doing that. But before that, I did have a guy, Jacob down in Austin, who's kind of a punk rock skateboarder, and he would always just give me a sweet deal. And that one video, so there is a video, if there's any skateboard enthusiasts who are watching this with us, one video there is all VHS tape of me and my friends and my brother who played drums with me. Me all the way down to like 13, 14. But what was cool is I cut like all these VHS tapes, you know, hours and hours down to, let's say 30 minutes, and then sent that to this guy, Jacob, and said, man, can you just make a video out of this? And the first thing he sent back was like, your taste is just so cool, man. It was great. So I know it's Whiskey Wednesday, but I am having a little
all good.
Yeah.
Today.
Jose Cuervo instead.
Oh yeah, that's okay. I'm on the coffee right now. It's Whiskey Wednesday on a Sunday night. So I'm just having my coffee. I'm waiting to smoke my after interview joint before I sit down to veg out and watch some Community on the old television.
All right, I'm gonna try a very new one as per our conversation, Ken. Some new material. This one's called Irish Exit. I think most people are familiar with that terminology, but it's slang for leaving a party without saying goodbye. I usually leave without saying goodbye. Slip back into a darkness from which I came. 'Cause I came alone tonight. And tonight I leave the same. The Irish exit keeps me coming back for more. If I had to say goodbye, everybody at the door, I'd never show my face in that place. The Irish exit you can't replace. Well, hello, I don't know why that's okay. I don't know why it's goodbyes that I hate. Hellos come and go like the sunshine and the rain and pain. Maybe goodbye's just a little too close to the real thing. See, Irish exit keeps me coming back for more. If I had to say goodbye, everybody at the door, I'd never show my face in your joint. See, Irish exit that don't disappoint. Well, a guy can still hope, and a guy can still pray. That an angel might pass his way and darken the door and say, hey, where you going now? Grab you by the arms, say, come on back inside. I'll pour you one more. See, Irish exit keeps me coming back for more. If I had to say goodbye, everybody at the door, I'd never show my face in your joy. See, Irish exit that don't disappoint.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to the Whiskey Wednesday show. Every Wednesday we will be here, rain or shine, richer or poorer. Tip jar is in the link above. Never expected but always appreciated. Never confuse the size of your paycheck with the size of your talent. I've got all the money I'll ever need if I die by midnight. Always appreciated, never expected. Please feel free to drop us a line regarding anything, including a link to your money. Cheers.
You're saying a nice guitar that that little Brown Martin is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Bryce Clifford, ladies and gentlemen, I quite enjoyed that. That song. Yeah, I could hear the Springsteenisms in it. A lot of stuff from. Actually, I was hearing from the Devils in Dusk album. There's a song. There's a song he sings about an afternoon encounter with a prostitute. That's actually extremely graphic in lyrical content for Springsteen. It's very weird. It's kind of like, oh wow, he actually said that. I actually sort of had that comment a few times while listening to the song. But I was picking up on some of that. Really nice. You were mentioning some Shane MacGowan there.
Yeah, I thought he was channeling a little Shane there and coming into the chorus.
Mm-hmm. No, quite nice. The Irish Exit. It's a great name too. I mean, I think the Newfoundlanders are Irish descendants, but I think the Newfoundland Exit is a little bit different. You know, you kind of get everybody's in the bar, for example, and you just kind of get more and more intoxicated, and you start slurring, and you start disassociating with people, and before you know it, somebody kind of ushers you out a back door into a taxi, and you kind of wake up at home. There's no intent of not saying goodbye to people, and people aren't actually put out that you didn't say goodbye because you've been slurring. You've been slurring in their face for over an hour. Breathing way too heavily, sort of difference in Newfoundland and Ireland. I guess it would be Newfoundland has a more peaceful history. Probably not, though. There's humans
Probably
there.
not.
There's humans there. There's humans everywhere. Back to the whole Slade Cleaves things, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the first songs I ever heard from Slade Cleaves. A song called Broke Down. Goes just like this. That's not it. This is a song called Home that I wrote. It's not the Slade Cleaves tune at all. There we go. It's all finger picking. Sherry had a pawn shop band of gold, sink full of dishes, love grown cold. Along came a boy as pretty as the devil. She took his hand, the whole thing unraveled. There's no turning round, it's broke down. Billy took a ring and he jammed it in his pocket.
Went downtown and tried to hawk it. Deep in the bottom of Lake Pontchartrain, there's a love note carved inside a wedding ring. Broke down, torn and shattered, left in pieces like it doesn't even matter. Broke down, torn and afraid, there ain't nothing left you can give away. There's no turning around, it's broke down. Who can tell me where love goes? Maybe down where the Black River flows. There's no turning around, it's broke down. Baby in the backseat, another on the way. Sherry thinks of Billy at the end of every day. Spends her nights waiting for real life to start. She's listening to the sounds of her double-crossed heart. Broke down, torn and shattered, left in pieces like it doesn't even matter. Broke down, torn and afraid, there ain't nothing left you can give away. There's no turning around, it's broke down. On the other side of town, two lovers lay still, cigarettes smoking on a windowsill. There's a picture locked up in an old suitcase. Billy closes his eyes, he still sees her face. Broke down, torn and shattered, left in pieces like it doesn't even matter. Broke down, torn and afraid, there ain't nothing left you can give away. There's no turning around, there's no turning around, there's no turning around, it's broke down.
Little Slade Cleaves Broke Down there for you all. Quite like that song. It was Angus Finnan. Angus Finnan had he was living in Coburg, I believe. No, Colburn. Where's the Apple Blossom Festival happen? Colburn, I believe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Anyways, he had some summer gigs, and he had hired myself and Christian Tanna from I Mother Earth on drums to play some folk tunes for people. And the first night he came over, we jammed through a couple tunes and kind of, charted them out and got familiar with what he was doing, and that was that. And the next time I saw him, he said, "You really like that song, Broke Down by Slade Cleaves?" He said, "Here's the record, the CD, check it out." He said, this guy is the real shit." And I went down the biggest fucking Slade Cleaves rabbit hole. I'm sure he even thinks I'm a stalker. I send him random messages too, emails and stuff like that. Sort of, "I can't believe how good you are. Oh my God, why aren't we best friends?" And he never reaches out to me. I know, don't start. I've already got a best friend. And there's nothing wrong with Neil. People were asking earlier how my relationship with Keanu is. Because last week I was saying if Keanu was around, he'd be my best friend. And they said, "Oh, you're cheating on Neil already." I said, no.
Not the first time.
Ooh.
I remember when we went and saw Slade Cleaves.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
it
was
were
crazy.
You were busy running after him, trying to give him. I think it might have been a copy of No Dark, No Light,
Might have been,
or
yeah.
something like that. And
Yeah.
he was a little bit non-committal, I think. Is the
He's
word.
he's a quiet guy. I mean, that's just what he is.
That's my excuse too.
Yeah. And how many people want to give that fucking guy their CD? "Hey, man, here's like 27 songs I wrote. Can you please listen to all of them? And my email's on there. Can you maybe write back and tell me if you want to record one of them with me or something? They're really good. You got to listen to all of them though."
Okay, now you're making fun of me.
No, I'm making fun of myself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm the guy with the CD.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah. Anyways,
I've
Deb
only
Parson.
ever written 2 songs. So
What's that?
I've only ever written 2 songs.
Well, there you go. That's 2 more than most people. Anyway, Slade's great. Oh, we're gonna do another Slade Cleaves tune now. Okay, let's get this show fucking rocking with some more Slade. We got part 2 of Bryce coming up after this song. But before we do that, I've got 2 of these little things tonight. I know you're gonna hate me. But here's some more skateboarding videos. Check it out. Woohoo! Oh, Barry's almost there. There we go. I'm not ready at all. He's not ready at all, really? Oh, did I miss something?
No, you got it right.
Oh, yeah, no. That's okay. Barry's coming. Here we go now.
Well, it looks like spring is coming up on us. I just added a little bit of modification, a little bit of decomposed grip tape under here for the fingers. And I'm also, look at this, Kevlar shoelaces. These things are pretty cool because these ones here, when you go under the board and you're rubbing your feet on all this grip tape, your shoelaces go through a pretty good thing. So readjusting trucks, putting on some grip tape, changing my Kevlar shoelaces in. Almost ready for spring, folks. So excited. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ken Tizzard here, installment number, 6 or 7 on the Should Will Can Skate again. Now, I gotta tell you, as the summer gets closer, a little day that I can get where I can come out and have a little look around and not be too worried about the snow and stuff. Oh, it's been nice. Today it's about 8 degrees here in Campbellford, and I decided to come out for a little toot around, do a little bit of work on the board, put the lighter bushings back in for a little bit more turning radius, a little bit of grip tape for underneath for when I need it. I'm really enjoying this board. This is the Witter board with the ghost wheels. I think they are. Oh no, these are Speed Lab Moonshines. Anyways, beautiful deck, having a great time. Campbellford Skate Park is cool. It's almost dry. There's only one little tiny section here today I could skate in that was dry, and that was a great time. I am having fun, and that is the key. Like I say all the time, there's so many great skateboarders out there doing fantastic things. They've been on the board every day of their life for 20 years, and they're just amazing. I am just having fun and moving around at 54 years old and having a great time. Had these on today, little wrist guards, 187s. If you're going to do stuff, think about it. If you're freestyling, wrist guards are definitely, as Yo-Yo Schultz told me, like the wrist guards are kind of essential because when you do fall, you fall on your wrists. And today I did have the board slip out at one point, which was just happened, as it does. But I went back and I landed both on my wrists, and I didn't feel a thing. These things here, I know they're made more for sliding, but I tell you, for shock absorbing, they got the full weight of my body on my wrists today, and I didn't feel a thing. So 187 killer pads, and I'm really enjoying these things here too. These are from Carhartt. They're little workers' gloves for protecting yourself if you're sort of in a hard work environment. And I find that I feel safer with my hands with these on. So if you're a musician or somebody who's precious about your hands and you want to get back into skateboarding you're worrying, I recommend these as well. So the Carhartts and the Killer 187s. Anyways, I hope you're having a good day. I hope weather is changing where you are. Spring is just around the corner. And I hope everybody's doing well out there. Cheers.
And we're back. You caught me tuning. I'm missing my mute. Yeah, you guys, Whiskey Wednesday, sorry you can't escape my skateboard stuff now. It's part of what I'm going through, and
Okay.
It's what we do here on the show, right?
Yeah.
We talk about Neil's hernia and other things.
My
Almost
hernia?
two. I know you don't have a hernia.
No, I don't.
If you did, we'd talk about it, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, indeed. Yes, we would. So, Ron, I will take that under advisement about a song about car racing. And just a quick aside, I saw quite early on in the broadcast there was somebody by the name of Chris Fudge had signed on. Now, I knew a girl by the name of Chris Fudge back in the 70s, but this is probably a different Chris Fudge. But
I think it's
anyway.
Chris Fudge. I don't know. There's a Fudge.
She
Fudge
worked
is
at
drummer.
a medical supply store in Oshawa.
Well, if this is Chris Fudge Neal's long lost love, you've told me about her so many times. You used to adore her from a distance.
That's absolutely the truth.
And
yes.
and you've been waiting all day. You're still
I
single
have
after all
many,
these
many
years.
lonely nights I've
waiting
spent
for Miss
waiting.
Miss
Yes,
Fudge.
that's correct. Yes.
And she'd be like Lucy Fudge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy Fudge.
Yeah.
That's a great last name. Okay, well, now we've embarrassed Neil a little bit again.
No, not really.
Not even really. Not even really. Okay, we're gonna play another Slade Cleaves tune for you now before we get back into.
No, I'm not.
And oh no, we've got something else after this. We've got kitchen upgrades provided by Allison, and don't worry, Neil will play along.
Maybe I will.
He's just
I
being
might pause a bit.
he's just being a little bit grumpy right now because
I am.
let's face it, he's old. Okay, this is another Slade Cleaves tune here tonight, and this one is quite good. And we played it a while ago, and Slade left a comment that we missed a part in it. So, because me and Slade are on speaking terms now, so he sends me messages.
Sure you are.
I actually did write him a letter like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's called pity.
No, about 2 weeks ago, I actually sat down on my computer and went, it was after we drove home. Where did we drive home recently? And I listened to Slade Cleaves the whole way.
From Watchman's Show in Richmond Hill.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was reflecting on our conversation where I was saying that, I've been listening to, Slade's been my driving music for so long. And anyways, I wrote him a long message there a couple of weeks ago, sort of a gushing little email that I sent to his wife.
That was when I took my life in my hands and let Ken drive that weekend.
Oh yeah, I drove all that weekend. It was great fun.
Sure it was.
And this has a little bit of audience participation in it, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. There's a song called Breakfast in Hell.
In the melting snows of Ontario, where the wind will make you shiver, was the month of May up in Georgian Bay near the mouth of the Musquash River, where the bears prowl and the coyotes howl and you can hear the ospreys scream. Back in '99 we were cutting pine, sending it down the stream. Young Sandy Gray came to go home Bay all the way from PEI, where the weather's rough and it makes you tough and no man's afraid to die. Sandy came smiling, 30,000 Islands was the place to claim his glory. Now Sandy's gone, but his name lives on, and this is Sandy's story. Young Sandy Gray lives on today in the echoes of a mighty yell. Listen close and you'll hear a ghost in this story that I tell, boys, the story that I tell. And now Sandy Gray was the boss of the men who tossed the trees to the shore, and they'd come and go until they built a flow 100,000 miles or more. And he'd ride them down to Severn Sound and cut them up in the middle for timber. And the ships would haul spring, summer, and fall till the ice came in December. One Sabbath day, a big Sandy Gray came into camp with a peavy on his shoulder. With a thunder crack, he dropped his axe and the room got a little bit colder. He said, come on all of you, we got a work to do. We gotta give her all we can give her. There's a jam of logs at the little jog near the mouth of the Musquash River. With no time to pray on the Lord's day, they were hoping for God's forgiveness. But the jam was high in a troubled sky, and they set out about the business. And they poked with the poles and ran with the rolls, and they tried to stay on their feet. Every trick they tried, one man cried, this log jam's got us beat. Here we go. But Sandy Gray was not afraid, and he let out a mighty yell. I'll be jammed, we'll break this dam, well, it's some breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell.
This is the part that we missed last time. It goes, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. You guys can do this at home too if you want.
Now every one of the men did the work of 10, and Sandy scrambled up to the top. And he's a-working like a dog, heaving 30-foot logs, and it looked like he'd never stop. And they struggled on, these men so strong, till the jam began to sway. And then they down for cover in the mouth of the river, all except for Sandy Gray. Now with thoughts of death they held their breath as they saw their friend go down. And they all knew in a second or two he'd be crushed or frozen or drowned. And they saw him fall and they heard him call just once, and then it was over. The young Sandy Gray gave his life that day near the mouth of the Musquash River. Here we go. 2, 3. But Sandy Gray was not afraid, and he let out a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's some breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell. It's a giant tomb, there's plenty of room, there's no fences and no falls. If you listen close, you'll hear a ghost down by Sandy Gray Falls. Through the tops of the trees, you'll hear in the breeze the echoes of a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell. 2, 3. Then Sandy Gray lives on today, and he let out a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell.
Here we go, a little breakfast in hell. We picked that song up about a month or so ago. It's been a lot of fun to learn. It's a lot of fucking words. Slade, man. I don't know. I mean, actually, I do know how you do it. I mean, it's, you go out on tour, you know your stuff. But God, a lot of words in that song. It's a great piece of Canadiana, I like to call that one.
Sure.
Yeah, I just made that up. Slade Cleaves, again, please check him out. He is worth the salt of every friggin' musician, every songwriter that exists today. Tony Arkell, speaking of skateboard, the sick board on you. Oh, the Swamp Man. That is the Swamp Man. I can't remember who did the graphic art on that. It's a famous piece, but yeah, cannot remember at the moment. In Mr. Gramps' fame, check out the plant. Oh, what's happening with? That's where the goat is tonight. They're discussing about that. Ed Cunningham, hello. How you doing? Good to see you, sir. Lisa Anthony, nice song. Oh, thank you very much. Looks like the great gang is here tonight and we're having fun. We got a couple pictures here. This is life inside the house that me and Allison live in, where we do everything, including have these guys over. This is the new kitchen, or the kitchen that we're working on. Picture 1 and picture 2. Picture 1 is on top. If you look at the light fixtures, little glass things, they had these little serrated edges on them, and if I ever leaned in on the counter too much, they'd actually cut into my forehead. I bled so many times. That's why we had to change the countertop. I bled on it so many times. So we finally got those new lights in and a new funky fan that you can see. Now this next picture, you can see the big difference. We had that yellow wall for years, and actually over on by the window, there was a bunch of spots where we were testing paint, and it's like 6 different colors of yellow. And we never really made a decision, but we decided to go with the black from Allison's room to tie Allison's loft into the kitchen a little bit. And also change the fan too, which is cool. So there's the night look of the new kitchen, which Allison can fully get into too. We got that walled open up, and we got a no transition there. So the room that you're seeing in the background there with the Christmas tree that's actually Allison's bedroom, where her hospital bed is, and or it's not a hospital bed, it's an up-down bed. So what kind of bed is it? A high-low bed? I don't even know. It's her bed. Anyways, that's the kitchen. That's part of Allison's space. Her dream loft is coming together. It's coming together. Absolutely, it's so good. So we're gonna get back a little bit more chat with Bryce. Looks like I'm getting all my points here. I'm seeing it's very good. Yeah, we got a couple more songs. Got another video. A few more things talked about that are surprises, and it's 8:55. How do we do this every week? It's amazing. We just managed to time this perfectly. It's like we've done it. It's like we've done it 100 times. Anyways, Slade, if you're watching, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate your support. Allowing us to do a whole night massacring your songs. Oh no, this band again from Canada. What are they doing? Oh, now they're playing it in a different key, and he's not saying. Yeah, they got the ooh-ahs right. So, oh my. Anyways, love you, Slade. Yeah, let's check out part 2 of Bryce here. Here we go.
So you've got the new records out. What's the plans for what are in the plans for you right now? Are you working full time at music? Do you have a job? I always find this question interesting, and I've had musicians tell me the wildest things. One musician, I'm not going to say, well, no, it was Ben Kaplan, a great musician from the East Coast, and he was explaining to me how when he made his last record, he lived in his car and rented out his house. So, he could fund the record by renting out his house while living in his van. And it amazes me what musicians do to get by. Because let's face it, very few of us are on a salaried structure of any sort. So what happens in the world of Bryce Clifford? Are you a full-time musician? Do you help other musicians work out? Do you do painting? Do you do drywall? Are you an electronics engineer?
Right. No, I'm not a full-timer. That is the dream, of course. I dabble in the world of audio-visual, do the camera work and audio, of course. And a real cool thing, I started picking up doing audiobooks in here. And actually, I just started with a really great Canadian comedian named Eric Johnston.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to do the guy's doing great. He was just on what was that Good Morning show that we got here in Canada? Oh, Breakfast Television.
Oh, yeah.
He was on there a couple of days ago. He's just about to go on tour. Anyways, he just wrote this book. Shit, I got it sitting right here. Might as well plug it.
Yeah.
Run with the Bull.
Okay.
His father and his grandfather were wrestlers in the 50s, 70s, and they're like Canadian Hall of Famers. So he's written this book anyway. So now we're doing the Audible book for it. So he's coming in here. It takes forever. It's probably gonna be 25 hours, like recording all this audio and cutting it together. But yeah, so jobs like that. And I'm headed down to Texas, to Austin, gonna do the South by Southwest thing and pick up a bunch of camera jobs there. But yeah, always
something.
Taking most of the earnings and putting it into music. I'm sure that I didn't keep track, but that Rebounder album, I'm pretty sure I dropped 20 grand into. 70 people listened to it, and but I hope that it's stuff like that's going to have a life of its own. That's going to carry on later.
Well, it's always the Nick Drake dream, I mean, Nick Drake recorded some of his last records on a ghetto blaster, in his parents' living room while they were asleep, while he was battling his depression, and he died, way before his music became famous.
It
was sort of 20, 30 years later, it started showing up in these films and became, hugely popular in the 90s again. I think we all have that dream. I see the music business as a bit of a lottery ticket. If you're going to get into the business as a performer, you're given a ticket. Nobody else gets the ticket aside from people playing the game. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but you've got a ticket and you never know when it might get pulled, right? So,
say more of an affliction than a dream.
No. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to get to. It's I've called it a curse in the past, but the reality is, I love every minute of what I've done. I think back to the years that I've toured and the countless days that I've wasted sitting around in empty venues waiting for sound check to start, killing the 22 hours a day so that I could get to that other 2. That became a drug that fueled me for the better part of 25 years. Nowadays, I'm fueled by different things. I'm not really as interested in being touring and being on the road, but I'm still just as interested in making and continuing in the music business. And I think that people like yourself and me and like Lucas Stagg, who we spoke about earlier, we work really hard at the passion that we love, and we hope that people embrace it. But if they don't, it's not going to stop us. That's the beauty of it, is not letting it stop you.
So much of the enjoyment comes from doing it.
Yeah.
Like and I'm sure you feel the same way too. Like I really dig my own songs. I dig my songs.
Yeah.
So I like to have them out there. I love working on them. And yeah, hey, that was a cool show. Now, why are they called the Ireland Brothers?
Oh, the two front guys.
Yeah.
So the Ireland Brothers, the Cameron House. Yeah. So we had the pedal steel guy. That's Jason Wood. And then Nicholas Campbell playing guitar, who's that 19-year-old fucking. He makes me so mad. I'm so mad at him. I'm so mad. He's so good at 19. It's just like
he's got a album release party. I guess he's doing his release party, a little tour, but he's gonna play Clifford Brewing, my brother's brewery here.
Very cool.
That's in about 3 weeks. Yeah.
Have you seen his show yet with the 2 Meter Cheaters?
I haven't.
Oh, you got to go. It's so good. It's so pure rockabilly / country. It's just beautiful. And he's such a good player. And he's a really cool kid. But the other two guys in the band, there's Matt Greco on drums, and then the other two guys are Dylan and Daniel Ireland. They are the Ireland Brothers. And the Ireland Brothers are the son of the Swamp Band. Back in the 70s was a band called the Swamp Band up this way that were quite popular. And kind of, music along the styles of what was happening in the 70s rock culture. And a lot of the songs we played that night are actually old Swamp Band tunes. So they're keeping the Swamp Band alive.
Yeah, you asked me what I'm working on.
What's the plan?
Well, I got a baby grand piano upstairs, so I should really make some use of that and get on recording that. I'm mixing a couple things with a friend in Austin. New singles.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm booking an East Coast tour. It'll be the third one that I've done. Me and Briscoe, my piano player, we do about 6 weeks. New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PI, mostly New Brunswick. We love going out there. And we're going to play the Living Roots Festival. That'll be in June.
Yeah. So you've got the tour coming up. You're still supporting Rebounder. How's the response to Rebounder been? Is it everything you expected?
I mean, for those who've heard it, I get some really good responses. It's those little things. Like there was just a woman, a friend, a week ago or something, and she said that record's been in her car constantly for like 2 weeks, and then she was like telling lines back to me, and I'm, oh really? That's like track 10. That's pretty deep into the record. You really get that deep?
Oh, that's great.
It was I know it's been done before and sounds kind of lame, but it was like a breakup record, and I wrote all those songs pretty quickly in about 3 weeks. So it was a really fun experiment in that way. But yeah, it's just that is what keeps guys like me going, and probably yourself too. Like once in a while you hear something like that and you're like, oh, okay.
Yep. Like how do you find your music, like when you go down to do like an Americana Fest or one of these festivals in the States, these music conference type things, which I'm assuming you go to from time to time, how do you find you fit in with everything else that's happening?
Well, in terms of like popular culture, like you're speaking of, I think, well, things just come in rotation, right? So you got to just stay true to what you hear and what you do. And I got this friend in Austin, Adam Iram, and he said a while ago, like rock and roll has just become like it will become like jazz, where he's 75 playing in some club, and these like college kids will come in and they'll go, have you heard this thing, rock? You got guys who play this thing.
Yeah.
It's like mind blowing, It's like us when we hit the jazz clubs when we were 20. I'm like, what are these guys? This is wild. Like, this is music from the 30s.
Well, and it's really just a matter of history and time. Rock and roll is still less than 100 years old.
Yeah.
That's only a couple generations. It's somebody was saying to me recently, we were talking about sort of senior citizens homes and the older versions of rock. When I was 25, there were no 65-year-old rock bands. Rock hadn't been around that long.
Totally.
Now I am. So like a lot of my, I went to see Off recently with, what's he, 68, and he's still singing hardcore.
Wow.
And it's some of the most amazing hardcore in the world. But all the, DOA is going back out on tour. Joey's got to be in his 60s. All my
Wow.
favorite punk bands are still touring, the ones that haven't died off. And
Yeah.
it's amazing to see. I envision myself in the seniors home full of other guys and gals with Dead Kennedys t-shirts. It's it's not like listening to music, Vera Lynn from the 30s. It's great. I mean, I'm seeing people like The Cure, like Robert Smith, they just did their tour. And I mean, at the end of the night, I don't know how many cities I saw footage of him just walking around the stage with the microphone just saying, thank you all so much. This has been an amazing 40-year career. I can't believe you're still coming out to see us. I mean, he was in tears, it's just like, it's so wonderful to see.
Yeah.
I mean, not the level of The Cure, but I know with the Watchmen, I mean, we still go out and sell out, and there's people now in their 50s and 60s who are coming to the show, and they're just like, it brings me back to a different time. And they love it. So I think the longevity of rock and roll is changing. And I think that's probably just natural history. Like I say, it's been around for less than 100 years. So it's still pretty new when you consider the history of the world.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this might be kind of bold, but if I lived that long, I would love to be 75, 80, 85 and just be a poet and still be putting out stuff, put some music behind it, and just keep working at it. And the wisdom can only help.
Well, I'm thinking so too. Some of my favorite musicians and some of the people that I've learned the most from have been musicians 20 plus my senior. Working with Ron Hines for a few years, playing bass for him and traveling around with him. I learned so much. And I went into it, coming out of 25 years of playing professional rock and professional radio rock and, all this stuff. And I wasn't full of myself in any way, but I really didn't think that there was that much I could learn. But I was blown away at how much I learned, playing with Ron.
I'm behind on the Ron Hines, I got to admit. I got to catch up.
Well, he is pretty Newfoundland centric.
Okay.
As far as songwriters go, he is pretty brilliant. I'll send you a couple of my favorite links, see if it kicks in with you at all. His songwriting skills, his lyrics, and all that stuff are just, he's on the same level as Dylan and Cohen, and Slade Cleaves is another one. Have you come across Slade down there?
All the time.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, like especially when I was first hanging out down there, 2008, 2010, he was really doing a push in Austin, but still just 30, 40 people, like little shows. You could go see him in a record shop.
Yeah.
Him and his wife, and
yeah, Karen.
He's such a mild-mannered person that his shows are never some sort of, celebration of himself. They're always low key anyway. So him in the corner somewhere is.
He is the real deal. I think that around that time he was probably pushing the songs off of Everything You Love Will Be Taken Away, which is one of my favorite albums. I could be wrong on the dating of that, but yeah, I mean, I have all of his albums on my phone. I don't have any vinyl because he's never had vinyl when I've seen him live, but I have every album that he's ever recorded on my phone, and it's my driving mix. It's just like 5 hours of mixed Slade Cleaves, and I can drive straight for 5 hours and not think about anything. It's just,
oh, sweet.
Stories take me away, right?
Wow.
Yeah, it's the narrative of his stories. It's amazing. Every character is like an old friend. It's great. Jack's been bothering me. He wanted to come in and say hi. How you doing, buddy? Well, Bryce, thanks for taking the time to come on the show.
Yeah.
We're going to listen to a song or two of yours, depending on what you can get together to send over to me.
Yeah, man.
Edit this. It'll be up on Wednesday night. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Clifford out of Hamilton and Austin. If you see his name around, it's
it's always a good show. Are you doing a lot of Brother Superior stuff or solo stuff, or does it equal out?
It somewhat equals out.
Okay. So you can see him with the band or solo. Brother Superior is the name of the band. Bryce Clifford is his name, and keep an eye out for him in the future and check his stuff out online. I'll put some links up. Did we miss anything there, buddy?
What's that?
Did we miss anything?
I think we're doing well, man. Hey, it was really great to talk to you, and yeah,
Totally.
no, yeah,
Cool.
to virtually hang.
We
I
should
like
get
it.
together for a proper hang one of these nights.
Oh, you know what we did forget? I saw Daryl Hurst. We had a week ago, so he says hi.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and shout out to sorry.
Daryl's an old friend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was really cool. And shout out to Cam as well, who helped set this up. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, brother. Well, we'll be in touch, and we'll talk to you before too long. And you take care, getting through this last little kick of winter that we're having.
right on.
Okay, brother. We'll see you soon.
Hey,
Cheers.
man.
Bye-bye.
Cool.
Barry says I'm back. I've missed the volume, the mute. There we go. Oh man, Bryce Clifford, real cool. I know you're listening now, Bryce. So like, it's sort of weird to say, real cool guy. Just getting to know him, blah 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 blah. But no, cool guy. Nice to get to know you a little bit better there, Bryce. And I'm digging your music. I've been poking around YouTube and listening to stuff. And it's good stuff, man. There's lots of great stuff going on out there in the world. Lots of great stuff going on out there in the world. Mr. Grant, what's happening in your world?
Well, someone mentioned the Tournament of Hearts. That's what I did all last week when I had the week off.
Oh, was the tournament last week?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have played that song. I missed it.
Oh, well, maybe
Sorry.
next week.
Oh, is it still going?
No, but next week we can play the song.
We can play the song next week. Yes, we can. Yes, you're right. But yeah, no, okay, yeah, that's cool.
It was great. It was great.
Who won?
Rachel Homan.
Okay.
Rachel Homan from Ottawa.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I missed it this year.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it happened, as you could probably
And
tell.
the final game was just sensational. I had to tune out for a little while. It was so tense.
Really?
Jennifer Jones, her final game, right? She's retiring. So, and it went right down to the 10th end. Last rock. Oh my.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
It was a nail biter.
And a game like that can go on for a long time, right?
It was 2 hours at least,
Yeah.
2.5 maybe.
Wow. Wow.
It was fun.
I feel bad that I missed it now.
Yeah, you should.
Well, so
You
shout
should
out
get
to
the sports channel, They,
I should get
they
the sports
show that
channel.
all the time.
Allison's got days in for her football, and that's as far as it goes. If there was whatever, I'm going to get. I was going to say it's a skateboard channel, but oh look, everybody started the Briars talking soon. Next week, all request, and next week is all request, yes, Debbie. So whatever song you'd like to hear, I will play it for sure. We will play it as a band, probably even the guys will agree to play it with me. We'll see how that goes. We're going to play a song for you. Again, Bryce, thank you for being on the show and taking the time out of your schedule, doing everything you do, traveling around and keeping busy with all these little, the multiple income streams that we need to have these days. A lot of what we talk about on the show is the realities of being a musician, full time or full-time aspirationalist. Is that a word, aspirationalist? It should be. It certainly should be.
I think that refers to anyone who's breathing.
I think that's a respirational. Never mind.
This is called The Good and Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, You don't love me no more, babe. You don't love me no more, my sweet baby. Oh, you don't love me no more. Each night I try to see the truth behind those eyes, but I just don't see the good, so goodbye. You used to holler like a freight train. You don't holler no
everything that I've tried, but I just don't see the good, so goodbye. I used to be so lucky, I'm not lucky anymore. I used to be so rich in love, now I'm not even dirt poor. I can't believe the truth behind your eyes, but I just don't see the good, so goodbye. You don't love me no more, babe. Oh, you don't love me no more, my sweet baby. Oh, you don't love me no more. I can't believe the truth behind your eyes, but I just don't see the good, so goodbye.
Oh, there you go. Good and goodbye. That'll be on the new record. New record's sounding very cool. I'm really excited. I'm excited for it to come out. I'm excited to get back into the mindset of making some videos and having a little bit of fun. And we're going to do some photos with TJ Champagne. He's a local photographer that I really dig his stuff. There's a bunch of people I've done with photos around here. There's actually a ton of really good photographers in this area right now. Some professionals, people who've been doing it their whole lives. It's an amazing thing. I think I might have to do an evening on rock and roll photographers in the Northumberland County.
Oh,
There's a bunch
yeah?
of them. Oh yeah, there's
really?
a bunch of them here. I will be getting into all that eventually, but and you know, like, not to turn back to skateboarding again, but how you doing over there, Barry?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing good too. I'm doing good. Yeah, are you on cue for a video or what?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, well then, I'm thinking, you know, people, they just can't get enough of me skateboarding. So yeah, check it out.
Good God, I need it tonight. Good God, I need it tonight.
Hey folks, another day here at Campbellford Skate Park. Lonely day here by myself. It is February 20 something and it's like, I don't know, 15 degrees out. It's just beautiful. Came out. You know, I'm realizing more and more at sort of this age and after, you know, playing smoke-filled bar rooms for 25 years and being a smoker for a long time and smoking weed. My biggest obstacle at this point is my cardio, I gotta say. You know, working on foot moves and stuff is well and good, but I can only do it for a few minutes at a time. So any young kids out there now, I know smoking isn't cool anymore, but good Lord, stay away from that shit. Smoking will kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it'll definitely slow you down. And I regret every day of being a smoker, but either way, I'm working on it a couple minutes at a time. I hope you're doing well. Cheers.
Good God, I need it tonight. Good God, I need it.
Like I said, it's my show. I'm going to play what I want. It is the funniest thing. Me and Allison talk about it quite often. Just sort of the whole sort of thing that we've done here. You know, just you guys coming into the house and playing music so much, and doing the show and the magazine, and like it's what we're doing every day. It's just like it's become our machine here inside the house, and it's hysterical because every now and again we have to question, you know, sort of what we're doing content-wise. You know, are we doing stuff that people are interested in? Are we doing a good variety of songs? Are we doing a good variety of theme nights? And as soon as that conversation starts, it just becomes I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into that stuff, but there's also a huge reality that's like, we stopped trying to do stuff for everybody else when we created this, and it's been a fantastic, interesting thing to be able to share our lives. You know, things like Neil's hernia
That's right. And Barry's love of tiddlywinks.
Barry's tiddlywink loves. I know. It's hard to keep. I got to give him some little things to play with in a box over there, so he doesn't twist all the knobs all night. But no, I digress. I digress. Thanks again for people for coming out on the Monday nights here in Campbellford. It is a lot of fun. If you're going to do a drive here, they're only going to go till the end of April. So if you do want to come in and see one of them, make a reservation and make sure you get yourself a table. I guarantee you will be closer to us than you want to be.
And just to digress somewhat, so the reason that the band is called the Ireland Brothers is
because their dad was part of the Swamp Band.
That's exactly that is the correct answer, and so
And they don't do any Irish tunes.
Mr. Brinkley, yeah. Got nothing to do with the fact that Daniel and
Dylan are the Ireland brothers because
yes.
their last name is Ireland. Daniel and Dylan. Hey, Brian Tench, nice to see you. It's good to see you live, my friend. I hope things are going well in your world. It's been a while. It's been a while. We got one more song for you, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe, and 9:21. Oh, do we have one more song? No, we're gonna go to the because we have this cool ending tonight. I think I got all the notes. I think we're all good. Next week is all requests. Get your requests in. But we're going to end tonight with another Slade Cleaves song. Now this one is a different version of Green Mountains that we did. When was Melissa on the show? Allison will know this for the magazine, of course, and she'll put it in. But I'm going to say it was like
sometime in the last year.
Seems like about a year ago or something like that.
I think it was Christmas time. I seem to remember some. Maybe we'll get a clue from the video. But anyways,
that makes
before
sense.
we get to the video rewind, I just want to thank everybody again for you guys support me throughout the week online. I get lots of positive messages about the band and about shit that me and Allison are going through and all that stuff. You know, my life is an open book, and I've opened the book on these guys a little bit too. So we do enjoy all the interaction. So thank you very much. David, how are you doing this evening? I haven't had a chance to speak much to you over there.
I'm great.
Things are good?
Yeah.
Excellent. How are things over on your side of the Booth Street?
On the Booth Street, my side of the Booth Street is really, really windy, and things were flying all over the backyard.
I put my garbage out tonight. The wind is blowing that way, so it should be at about your place now.
I'll probably be the one putting your garbage out on my lawn
Exactly.
tomorrow morning. And I was out learning and seeing how Kenton pours jigs and stuff, like the rubber tails and all that crazy stuff today. So it was pretty interesting to watch his process.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So that's coming along more and more, becoming a focus in your life?
It is.
Yeah, so you're like a fish chasing lures.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Slight addiction. Almost as bad as Barry's Tiddlywinks addiction.
Almost as bad as Barry's Tiddlywinks, yes. Well, exactly. I'm glad we brought that up once again.
And you were quite right. Melissa was here at Christmas time. If Christmas is in July.
Well, it depends where in the world you are, because the way the sun moves,
yes, indeed,
Christmas happens at a different time, unless I'm not going to get into talking about religion.
No, in
That's
other
for a
words,
different show.
You just can't think of anything to follow up with that particular ridiculosity. Right?
No, exactly. I'm moving backwards from that one. Mr. Pinot, Dave, how you doing? Tuning in real late. That's okay, man. Thanks. Oh, great. What am I wearing tonight? Oh, the peg hat. Yeah, I love this one. I got it when I was in Winnipeg. This was a gift at. It was a gift from you guys there, wasn't it? The Pinots, I do believe. But it was a gift at your place. It was part of when we did the house concert at the Pinots.
I think maybe you got it at the skateboard shop that you dragged me to.
No, that wasn't in Winnipeg. That was in Regina.
Oh yeah, it was. You were quite right. Yes.
And I did get a hat there too. Yes, at the Tiki Room. Tiki Room, awesome place, awesome shop. I wish they were here in town. I'd go down in the day and look at things. Yeah, life's not all that sad, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna end with a song tonight. Heading over to Melissa. Take care, everybody, and be good. And remember to be like Steve. And Barry is doing wow.
Don't worry, we're all dazed and confused, but none of us are as
be
dazed
like
and
Steve.
confused as he is.
Again. We are. Yes. Well, the video. No idea what's going to happen. This is a Slade Cleaves tune. His new album is out. There's I thought the name would just roll off my tongue. You know, sometimes you do that. You just start speaking, hoping it'll happen, and it didn't. But it does have that song with the line. He was a. Oh God, I can't remember what it is.
Can we just
Sure,
write the
this
song?
exists.
He was a good prisoner, a bad citizen, and a terrible family man. I just thought, oh wow, that's the way Slade Cleaves speaks. He's just got this way with words. This is a song by Slade off an album called "Everything You Love Will Be Taken Away." On the other side of the world tonight, but under the same cold stars. And tonight I'll dream you right back home to this little life of ours. We walk hand in hand through fields of green, just like we did last year. So hard to wake up every day and watch as your dreams disappear. It's quiet here, your little boy's asleep. He looks more like you every day. Won't you come back, my darling? Each night I pray on bended knee. Won't you come back to the green mountains and me? I see a car winding up the driveway up to your parents' place. Your old man looks up from his rake as the color drains from your mama's face. She's crying softly by the window now, while your daddy shakes the soldier's hands. Taillights disappear into the woods below. He's frozen in the doorway where he stands. In the twilight, in the silent snow, I hear you singing in my ear. Won't you come back, my darling? Each night I pray on bended knee. Won't you come back to the green mountains and me? Seasons come and seasons go. We live from day to day, and I lose a little bit of myself with each tear I wipe away. Where people on the street used to stop and chat, now they look down and walk on by. Won't you come back, my darling? Each night I pray on bended knee. Won't you come back to the green mountains and me? Won't you come back to the green mountains and me? Oh babe, why don't you come back to the green You've been playing fiddle now for 9 months, right?
Once again, thanks for spending another Wednesday with us here at Storyhouse Studios. Thanks to Trainer, Yorkville, and a Longtooth Beverage Company for being a part of the show. We love our time on the Whiskey Wednesday show and appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to hit up the tip jar if you feel so inclined. Never expected, but always appreciated. Tune in every week for more guests, songs, stories, drinks, and gear talk. And don't forget to visit the website, www.kentizzard.com, to sign up for the Whiskey Wednesday wrap-up. Compiled by Allison, this is a monthly overview with highlights, directories of songs, and so much more. Be kind, be helpful, be happy, be safe. See you next week.
On a Jim Beam cannon.